What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. I hope you guys had a fantastic weekend. We are back on the Madden Rebuild channel, and today we are back with some more off-season rebuilds, but this time Madden is updated. We have everything completely accurate. The draft order should be correct, so free agency should be updated. This is going to be phenomenal. Finally excited to do this again because we did like the first four and it was just kind of a little inaccurate. It was just kind of whatever. But today we got to talk about the Minnesota Vikings, who got eliminated yesterday by the New York Giants. So today we're doing a Vikings offseason rebuild. Let's go. Before we get into today's video, make sure you guys drop a like this one. Of course, subscribe if you are new to the channel. As always, greatly appreciated. I also have a football podcast with a couple of my friends. Link to that's in the description. We're actually one subscriber away as I'm recording this from 300 subs. So, hey, if you want to go subscribe, greatly appreciated. But basically what this offseason rebuild series is where we try to predict what I think is going to happen this offseason. We've done like 4 of them so far with the Colts, Cardinals, Bears, and another team I'm forgetting about. So today, the Vikings, who got eliminated in round 1 by the New York Giants. Kirk Cousins throws it short of the sticks. Is just not a great look at the end. The defense needs improvement. So as we know, the Bills beat the Dolphins. The 49ers took care of business. The Bengals beat the Ravens. The Ravens literally could have won that game, which is crazy to think about. Vikings are the only team I think to lose at home this weekend, other than obviously got Cowboys Bucks tonight. And then the Chargers up 27-0, blow a lead, which is just crazy. So regardless, let's get into next week. The Vikings are officially eliminated. Let's get into the offseason and let's talk about what's next for the Vikings. Today's video is brought to you by Prize Picks. Prize Picks is a player props app that allows you to choose overs or unders on your favorite players that you enjoy watching each and every day. It is available on mobile or desktop, and this is how it looks. They give you the number and you're gonna choose over or under on it. They pretty much have every sport you can imagine, whether it's soccer, NFL, NHL. They have a ton of different options. So this is how it works. You choose between 2 to 6 players, 2 being 3 times your money, all the way up to 6 players, 25 times your money. Prize Picks has just elevated my watching experience to a whole new level. So if you want to sign up, I also have some of my entries as examples here. That way you can kind of see how it works. But if you want to sign up, links in the description. Use code Crushables. They match your deposit dollar for dollar up to $100. Thank you, Prize Picks, for sponsoring today's video. So where it always starts is a re-signing stage, of course. $47 million in cap space. Madden has it at for the Minnesota Vikings. Of course, there's a way to get more by restructuring contracts, cutting players, whatever you want to do. I don't know what to expect with the Vikings this offseason. Kirk Cousins was extended 1 more year. So what I really think you could do with this Vikings roster is go for it another year. I really do think you can go for it with what you have right now. 1 more season, and then if it doesn't work out, then you could start to think about rebuilding, retooling. I think the Vikings' biggest need this offseason is going to get corners, get something, maybe a better defensive coordinator as well. The defense really let them down. Their defense was just awful all year. The offense was good. You got a guy named Justin Jefferson. Don't know if Thielen will be back either. Obviously, they trade for TJ Hawkinson. So the offense is phenomenal. So let's start with the negotiation stage like we always start with. So Patrick Peterson, 82 overall, 33-year-old corner. Don't know if they expect him to be back, but I don't think I'm going to re-sign him. I think I want to get younger at corner. I want to get better. So that is what I think the main thing the Vikings can focus on this offseason is getting cornerbacks. They've tried to draft them before, and it hasn't really worked out. Tomlinson, 29-year-old defensive tackle. Garrett Bradbury, I'm bringing back. Try to keep the offensive line as good as you can. Keep this offense as good as possible. So I'm going to get Garrett Bradbury back. I think that's a good one. Patrick Peterson, again, we could re-sign him. Madison, I think, might go to a different team. We'll see. Irv Smith, I think is definitely going to a different team. Chandon Sullivan actually played well for the most, or not Sullivan. I'm thinking of Dantzler, I think. So Sullivan, I'm not bringing him back either. Irv Smith, Madison, Tomlinson. I guess I'll give Tomlinson an extension as well for 1 year, and we'll bring him back. But other than that, I'm going to leave Peterson in the dust. Madison, I'm leaving. Irv Smith, I'm leaving. And I'm going to leave the rest of these guys. I guess you could resign your kicker as well if you wanted to. So gonna go get my kicker back, but that gives about $30 million to address everything else. And the main thing this Vikings roster, like I said, needs to address is the cornerback position. So that is what we'll be looking at in free agency is corners. Maybe trade for a corner. We got to do whatever we can to get a good corner on this Vikings roster because, man, like I said, it has been an issue for them. They just have not been able to get corners that can play decent. So taking a look at what we're working with. So right now, Kirk Cousins, I assume he's gonna be the quarterback at least 1 more season. That is my opinion, or that is what I'm predicting, I guess. Hawkinson, superstar dev, Adam Thielen, KJ Osborne, Justin Jefferson, Dalvin Cook. Really solid offense. Maybe another offensive lineman wouldn't hurt, but pretty solid offense for the most part. So I don't think we'll be addressing the offense too much. Like I said, pretty good. On the defense side of the football, you got Hicks, Zadarius Smith. Linebackers are great. D-line, maybe could use one more person. But like I said, get a couple corners. Lewis Cine being healthy would probably help as well. Obviously, he didn't really play this season very much. Andrew Booth, you got Dantzler. So like I said, Dantzler's solid. But yeah, another D lineman and some corners is my main thing. And maybe another offensive lineman as well. So if you have to trade for a corner, I do that. Get someone here that's going to make a difference, because the cornerback position for the Vikings has been so bad for too long. So here's your updated free agency. It looks a little bit better, although Roquan Smith should not be here. So it looks like Madden hasn't updated that. But hey, they just extended him, so I'll give them a little bit of slack. You got Kareem Hunt, Josh Allen, CJ Gardner-Johnson. Marcus Peters, 30-year-old corner. You could bring him into Minnesota. That could be the best corner available. Deron Payne is here as well, which Washington better not allow that to happen. But you got William Jackson. So there's not a ton of good options here. Marcus Peters is our best option. So that could be maybe a good one. We'll see. As far as I do want depth on the D-line. You got like Robinson. You got Bryce Huff here. You know, Payne, we don't need a D-tackle. Got Zach Allen, Yakin Gok. We can bring him back to Minnesota. I'm going to get somebody simple. Bring me Zach Allen. He should be relatively cheap. And like I said, if you have to get it right by trading for a corner, that's what I do. So I'm going to sign a corner, and I think I'm going to trade for one as well. This team has tried to draft corners, has not worked out. So if I can just get like another solid corner on the team just as depth, and then get your number one corner somewhere else, I think you do that. So that is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to sign Rock Yassin, maybe from the Vegas Raiders. That gives us about $17 million to work with. And I think you sell out for a corner. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go make a trade. Don't know who it's going to be for, but if there is someone who's available, you go get them. That's what I'm doing if I'm the Vikings. So corners I would look at if I'm the Vikings. If the Colts were willing to maybe trade Stephon Gilmore away, I think that could be a really good addition for Minnesota. Like I said, it'd be a lot of fun. I don't think it would cost too much, even though Madden obviously values Stephon Gilmore a lot more. So I'm not going to trade more than this. I think a third might even be pushing it for a guy like Gilmore. But that's somebody I would take a look at. Maybe we can get somebody else. Maybe Kendall Fuller would be available from Washington if they were looking to cut him away. I don't know what they plan on doing with him. We'll see this offseason. Maybe the Dolphins are willing to get rid of Byron Jones or Xavier Howard. Maybe one of those guys are available. I would just look around the league and see if there's any corners that can come available that you could trade for. That's what I'm doing if I'm Minnesota. Getting some guys that can help you out. So at this point, there's no one I really want, or there's no one I could trade for without getting, or without giving up like a first round pick. Maybe Jalen Ramsey is available from the Rams. I don't know. I'm just going to focus on the two guys I've made offers on in free agency. We don't have a ton of money, so we're just going to focus on the two guys we made offers on. So if you take a real quick look at who we targeted, you got Rock Ya-Sin and Zach Allen, two solid depth signings. We're going to sign Rock Ya-Sin. It looks like we got him in Minnesota, and we're going to get Zach Allen hopefully as well. So we got both those guys, and that's a great addition. So like I said, I would trade for a corner personally, but now that is my free agency. The Vikings don't have a ton of money, so I'm just going to go straight to draft night now, and well, I guess we can sign some depth pieces as well. So I'll probably sign a couple depth pieces, and then I'll see you guys in draft night, where in round one, you can bet anything that I'm drafting a cornerback. So I made a couple reunions here with the Vikings in free agency. I signed Teddy Bridgewater to be our backup quarterback, who obviously started his career in Minnesota. And on the defensive side of the football, I went ahead and brought Anthony Barr back. So it's another guy that obviously used to play in Minnesota as well. But enough talking. We're heading into draft night. And like I've told you multiple times, I've probably said corner like 1,000 times in this video so far. So you get the point. Let's go to pick 24 and let's see what corner we can get in round one. Got Isaiah Foskey going off the board. For round one, pick 24, unless if there's no good ones available. But you have Cam Smith, you have Joey Porter Jr. I'm not a huge college connoisseur, so I don't know who is the best corner in the draft. So if I draft the wrong one, I apologize. Definitely educate me down in the comment section below if there's a better corner that I should have selected. But I'm going to take Cam Smith out of South Carolina. This is what the Vikings need to do. Either trade for one or draft one. Whatever you need to do, address that position. So I'm grabbing Cam Smith in round one, getting a corner on the roster, and now I go to round three, pick 24. So let's go straight to round three. I think at this point, I'm drafting a guard if I can get one. So round three, pick 24, and then we only have a round five pick. So not a ton of picks for the Vikings, obviously from the Hawkinson trade. So round three, pick 24, then maybe get some compensatory picks as well. I was about to say it's not updating, but all right. So we can grab another one if we wanted to. Could definitely do that. Or you got like Zion Nelson you could grab. You got Catalan. You got another tight end. Zach Pickens, Caleb Chandler, Robert Scott Jr., Aaron Frost. A lot of good options here. But I'm going to go ahead and take Tyler Steen out of Alabama. I've taken Caleb Chandler quite a bit, I think, in like 2 of these videos so far. So I'm going to grab another offensive lineman just to protect Kirk Cousins and then whoever's next. In development, right tackle. Now, I don't know what the future will be at quarterback the Vikings. So that might also be something you should think about this offseason is who's going to be your quarterback of the future. Maybe I should have signed a younger backup. Maybe he could develop behind Kirk. That could be something you could think about. But that is going to be my draft. So maybe I should have went to round 4 and drafted a quarterback. But whatever. I'm okay with that. So definitely think about that in the future, though. Future quarterback, because Kirk might only play 1 more year for you. Who knows? But this team is competing now. I think 1 more year. They have 1 more window, 1 more shot, 1 more opportunity to seize every moment. I'm trying to sing, obviously, that Eminem song, but I don't think I can do it. But regardless, let's go take a look at the lineup and let's simulate this season. So offensively, this is what we're looking like. Christian Darrisaw on the left side, Cleveland, Garrett Bradbury, Tyler Steen at right guard, Brian O'Neill at right tackle, TJ Hawkinson, Johnny Mutt backing him up. You got Justin Jefferson, of course, KJ Osborne, Adam Thielen, Jalen Reagor, got Dalvin Cook. I don't know how to say that guy's name. You got Kirk Cousins backed up by Bridgewater. Again, maybe should have went for a younger quarterback for the future, whatever. You got Lewis Seen, Zadarius Smith, Jordan Hicks, Eric Kendricks, Daniil Hunter, Harrison Smith, Cam Smith as well. Maybe should have grabbed some safety depth, whatever. Rocky Seen, Cam Smith, Cameron Dantzler, Andrew Booth Jr. So we got some more depth at corner. That's the biggest thing. So what we're going to do now is we're going to simulate this season. Hopefully this team can make a run. This is a really, really important season because, like I said, a lot of the roster is over the age of 30. So I think your window of opportunity is now. So I would say the goal, the objective is to win the Super Bowl. That is my thinking here. Let's simulate the playoffs and let's see if Madden rewards us with at least being in the playoffs. So at the end of the season, we finished 10-7 on the season, but hey, we're in the dance. That's all that matters. We get the Carolina Panthers in round 1. One last hoorah. That could be for a lot of the veterans that the Vikings have on the roster, to be honest with you. So take a look at the player stats. Your offense was 22nd in the NFL, which isn't that great, to be honest with you. And on the defense side of the football, 15th in the NFL. So 33-12 from Kirk. You got Dalvin Cook, 1,000 yards, 8 touchdowns. And then Keen had 2 touchdowns for 46 yards. Jay Jetta's 1,500 yards, 10 touchdowns. Thielen had 1,100 yards. KJ Osborne, solid season. Hawkinson with 575 yards. Would have loved Hawkinson get like 1,000 yards too. Daniil Hunter, 13.5 sacks, 8 from Zach Allen, 7 from Phillips, and 3 from Kendricks. And interceptions, you got 4 from Smith, 3 from Dantzler. You had 1 from Cam Smith, and then 2 from Rocky Seen. Cam Smith, is he dev? Oh, he's superstar dev, which is exactly what you wanted in the draft. So you can get a superstar corner in the draft. I think you walk away pretty happy. So let's jump in to our first playoff game going up against the Carolina Panthers. This is a big one, boys. Very big one. If we can't win here, not going to be good. So let's see if we can come out here and beat the Panthers. I can't even imagine who they're starting at quarterback. I'm assuming Bryce Young or CJ Stroud followed them or whatever. Even though CJ Stroud, I don't think is declared for the draft yet. So very interesting to see if he will declare for the draft. So Kirk Cousins, can we come in and win a playoff game? He's won 1. That was against the Saints. So maybe he can win another against another NFC South opponent. But we even it up 7-7. They're up 14-7. They'll have no idea what quarterback I am playing against, but boys, this is not looking good. It's 7-35. So it's looking like the Vikings run, at least in Madden, is just not there. So 14-41, and we are getting blown out very badly. 14-51, and this team just isn't there for Madden. So we lose to the Carolina Panthers in round 1, and that is where the video will end. So that's my prediction on what I think the Vikings offseason will go like. I think obviously addressing your biggest problem. So Jimmy G came in and dropped 51 on our head from the Panthers. So shout out to him. That is a terrible way to end this playoff run, I will say. But I assume if the Vikings go into next year, make the playoffs and lose round 1 again, it'll be a total retool / tear down rebuild for the Vikings because got a lot of aging guys on that roster. I think they got one more season of opportunity. So hope you guys enjoyed that one. Let me know what you guys think the Vikings future is like. Do you want Kirk Cousins as a starter back next season? Should be an interesting offseason for them. But this is Crushables. I'm saying peace. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.